Welcome back to the channel, and today I am going to try to break the sound barrier with the worst aerodynamics I can. So this idea was brought to me by Smokey Bear, who says, supersonic brick. Not sure if this would even be possible or if you tried it before. I'd love to see you try making something with the absolute worst possible aerodynamics that can break the sound barrier. Now, I've built bad aerodynamic things before on purpose, but I don't remember actually trying to break the sound barrier without optimizing for aerodynamics because it is such a crucial part of going supersonic. So the way that I'm going to qualify this is obviously the worst aerodynamics is the most air resistance you can have. So these are obviously red arrows, but actually these might not even be the worst red arrows. Let me see. These next to those. Yeah, see, these are darker than these. So I think that this is worse than that. But obviously if I add more arrows, it is worse, technically. But I think the only way that this challenge makes sense is I have to, of all of the aerodynamics I have to only use red arrows. So then the goal is going to be just using the least space possible to build my vehicle, which is even less than this, which would, I guess, theoretically be this right here. And I think, I don't think there's any worse arrow than that. Now, I don't know what it means when there's more arrow, like a longer thing of arrows versus a shorter thing of arrows, which I guess this is easy to test. But we're just going to use this wall, which I assume this is going to be the worst arrow. Let's turn our HUD on so we can see what speed we get up to. So this is actually way better than I was expecting. 226 kilometers an hour. Pretty definitive maximal velocity there. So now I'm going to keep the same weight by just moving this back. But now you can see my aerodynamics have shifted to these longer arrows, but they're also lighter, which makes me think I'm probably going to go faster than 226. And look at this, we zoomed past 226. So clearly, at least these are definitely worse than the lighter arrows. But what's confusing me is these arrows seem a little bit darker. Are they dark? Are they the same as those? You know, let's do this test right here. I am adding more weights, which should make me not necessarily slower max speed, but slower acceleration. But I believe that this will also break 226. Adding the shields in the front. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. So there is something going on. It is weird to me that these arrows are clearly longer than these arrows, and I don't know why that is, but they do appear to be the same hue of red. Oh, that explains it. The arrows are going into the block, whereas this, they are not going into the block. So technically, they are the same. Okay, all right, problem solved. All right, so I think I have now determined that if I just use these bricks on the front, we are the worst arrow we can have. So now the question is, how many thrusters does it take to get this past the sound barrier? Or does it? Can any amount of thrust even take this thing past the sound barrier? And we can finally have an answer to the question that only one person has really asked. Well, probably more people have asked this, but the first time I'm considering the answer. Can a brick break the sound barrier? All right, let's just start here. This is like already plenty enough for, oh my goodness. This is actually way easier than I was expecting. This is no problem. Like, we're already over 1,000. Like, we're gonna do this. All right, I think the question is gonna shift. Can we do it with the large jet engine? Because the answer is definitely yes with this, because there's just not enough resistance to make it super challenging. But how many thrusters do we need? Let's actually find the number, because I think I may have just added enough that we're gonna break the sound barrier, probably more than I even needed. Or maybe not. There's a lot of diminishing returns. Okay, we've reached a cap. I thought this was gonna be easy. We did it. I mean, it's still gonna be easy. I just thought it was gonna be easy sooner. Oh. The aerodynamics are making us unstable. Okay, we're breaking the sound barrier. But we're doing it in a weird way. Like, we're kind of rotating a little bit. All right, but clearly we don't need as many thrusters as I have right now, which I don't even know how many I have right now. Let's count them up. All right, so this is 35. Let's go down to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm a little bit confused because I think I have 30 right now, and they're 3 power cores each. Oh, okay. For some reason I was looking at the block count as my power core count, and I'm like, that does not add up. This adds up. Okay, we're at 90 power cores, so this is 30 thrusters. Now I don't know if I need a tail on this thing or not. We're staying pretty. Oh, now we're turning. Oh, but then we're turning back. Okay. Wow, big difference. 5 thrusters made, didn't it? I broke the sound barrier, and now I'm at 1163. All right, well, that's a clear cap there. Okay, did I actually just get to the number? I have 30. Was 35 the number? Let's go to 34. Oh, this is close. Oh, wow. I think 35 was... oh, we're right there. We're right there. We need like 2 more kilometers an hour. Oh. Wow. Okay, so 35 appears to be the number with those thrusters, which honestly, not that hard. But I think the large thruster, the large jet thruster is going to be potentially, I don't know. I don't know if the power versus the size, if it's going to be too much. I think it might be too much. But this is crazy how on the line this is. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Come on. One more. One more. We're breaking over. We need to actually get like 134, like the upper end of 134. But we're on the lower end of 1234. Oh, we're going back down. We're not maintaining it. All right, so 34 thrusters, not enough. 35 thrusters was enough. All right, can we do bigger brick? But actually, before I do bigger brick, I just want to see what the difference is with actual aerodynamics. Let's just see how much were we limiting ourselves, like really. So we capped out at this sub Mach 1 by 1 kilometer an hour. And now we've added aero onto this thing. Let's see the difference. Look at that, we just zoomed past it. Zoomed past it. Man, this just shows the effect that bad aero has. 3,000. This is insane. We're gonna break 4,000. Okay, we didn't have enough room. We would have broke 4,000. We were not nearly done accelerating yet. All right, so now we've got a bigger task ahead of us. We're replacing all these thrusters, and we've got to use the big boy. Well, actually, technically, this is the big boy. Should we use this instead? This is a bigger boy. Okay, no, so this is definitely gonna be harder. 800, 1800. Yeah, this is way easier because it's a smaller hitbox and much more power. This is a larger hitbox and less power. So I think this is probably going to be the hardest one. Actually, honestly, this would probably be the hardest one to do it with, maybe. Maybe not. I think this one's going to be the hardest one to do it with just because of the size of the hitbox. All right, so now we actually need to build a brick. Like, we need to propel, like, we need a lot of things up here. We can only have really bad red arrow. All right, so now that entire hitbox is taken up. And then we need this. There we go. All right, now it's all red. I kind of don't like this part sticking out. I'm just gonna fill it in. This is gonna make me slightly heavier, but it's just gonna look better. Although I guess if I was repelling a brick, it should be a little bit more long. Should we make it brick sized? I think let's make it brick sized. There we go. Actual brick. All right, now we just need to attach thrusters. I don't think this is gonna work. I genuinely think this is not... I think the wind resistance is gonna overcome the power. Like, just outright not enough power. Not to mention the number of blocks we need to make these attachments. I'm gonna start with 5. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's go with 5. And let's just see where this puts us speed-wise. Oh, this is not looking good. We have so much more power than we had, I think. I think these probably have more... These... Maybe not. I'd have to do the math on it, but these might have close to the amount of power we had with the 35 other thrusters. But that is a very, very slow speed. I don't think it's possible to propel a brick past the speed of sound. Like, all right, so that's 5. That's 10. Oh, we're at 500 and something kilometers an hour. I don't even think we're going to break 700 with double. I was wrong. We are in the 730s. So it's just going to be a matter of complexity limit. And does the power get strong enough by the time I reach the complexity limit? Like, the diminishing returns are going to be very, very real. I'm going to keep doubling my power. So we're at 10. Now we are going up to 20 for 100 power cores. I don't think we're going to break 1,000 with this. Prove me wrong, please. Oh, okay, we did it. We're okay. This actually might work. This might work. I really thought this was not going to work, but now I'm thinking it might work. So we doubled our power, and we went from like 730 to 1,000. So if we double our power again, we should be able to break the sound barrier with 40. What if it's 35 again? Let's try 40. It should work with 40. If it doesn't work with 40, then obviously we got to keep going. If it does, then we're going to dial it back. Oh, wait, I did not double it up yet. Let's actually, you know, do the thing. All right, 200 power cores, 40 large jets. Will this do it? We got past 1,000 real quick. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay. Clearly more than 40. So now let's go down to 35. It would be interesting if it happens to be the same number. I'd say that means that the thrust to size ratio is like, I don't know. It feels pretty good. All right, so this is 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take away 5 of them. Is this enough to break the sound barrier? If so, I mean, this has already turned into an easier challenge than I expected. I really thought the aerodynamics was going to be harder to overcome. Okay, we're going to be able to do it with less than 35. So the large jets are actually, I guess, easier. Based on that, I'm going to take away, we're at 35. You know, let's just try 30. 150 power cores, 30 thrusters. Oh, this might do it. Oh, it's not going to do it. Okay, we're reaching that line. 31, maybe? I'm just going to add one more. Oh, we're close. We're close. We're close. We're so close. There it is. There it is. Come on. It's there. It's there. Give me the sonic boom. We're at 135. What is the speed of sound in Trailmakers? I thought it was 1234. We're at 1235. What is that? That's even... We're on the line. Is it 1236? We're doing worse this time. 5. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, go. 1234. I mean, that's what I want. It's 1234. Okay, I thought... I guess I was wrong about when the sonic boom triggers. All right, so what are we at? Are we at 31? I guess 32 is the magic number for large jets. Let's just confirm it though. Okay, here it goes. All right, it was like 1237 that it happened. 1251 is our max speed with this. All right, now let's do the comparison. Good aero versus good arrow versus bad arrow. I am going to, this is 32, but I'm going to go back to 31 because I also did the same thing with the other one. It was the one that was just sub Mach 1 that I added good arrow to. So now I'm going to add good arrow to this one that would be just even more on the line of Mach 1. All right, what speed are we going to get to? We got to almost 4,000 last time. This time we're not at the edge of the map though. Oh, we already broke the sound barrier. I didn't even have time to think about breaking the sound barrier. But this is with perfect arrow. Let me just start from the edge of the map and see what speed we can get up to with the actual time. I had 2 sound barrier sounds triggered just then. All right, I think we're gonna break 4,000 with this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Oh, just before reaching the end. So it seems like when we can get up to 4,000 kilometers an hour, like with the acceleration, even with the large jets and the space thrusters, that's the amount of time it takes to go from one edge of the map to the other is 4,000 kilometers an hour worth of acceleration. I don't know what that means. That's a really weird way of measuring distance by acceleration, but there you have it. The map is about 4,000 kilometers an hour worth of acceleration long, which is not a consistent, like, it does not give you the right, because you don't know what the acceleration speed is. You just know that we're getting up to 4,000 kilometers an hour, and however long that takes is the time it takes to reach the other end of the map, okay? But there you have it. Brick has exceeded the speed of sound. Question has been answered. Turns out, not that hard. I hope you guys enjoyed this ridiculous experiment. And if you have other ideas for ridiculous experiments you'd like to see me try in Trailmakers, maybe ones that are a little bit more challenging, I guess, because this one, I mean, I guess you don't know if it's challenging if you haven't done it yourself. But I thought this one was going to be a lot more challenging. I actually didn't think it was going to be possible because I thought bad aerodynamics were way more limiting than they actually are. But I guess that's just when you have a lot more limited power. But yeah, I'm open to more suggestions. Leave those down in the comments below or put them in the Discord video ideas channel. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more. You can find it right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.